Perhaps Nashville SC's most famous fan, Soccer Moses.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on into our AT&T 5G virtual studios, also known as GEODIS Park.
Yeah, I like this. I think I prefer this AT&T 5G virtual studios to our regular one.
To your basement?
Yes.
Unacceptable,
Yes.
Susanna Collins.
Yes.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not recognizing a theme here, it's that we really don't. That's not where I was going. We don't leave where we go. We were in Nashville last week. We're back for another episode this week. And this one is all about if you sit at home and you watch those hype videos on the broadcasts or you're at games and you're like, how do I become that fan, that famous fan, that person, whether it's Timber Joey in Portland, the Musket Men in New England, Rapid Man in Colorado. You know, we all remember the iconic Pope in Atlanta. You want to be that person? Here's how you do it. We tracked down that exact person here in Nashville.
Soccer Moses is synonymous with the club. Like, it's crazy. You know, he's literally everywhere and has become so integral at Nashville SC games. I mean, he's got his own merch. He's got his own beer. His
own mic flag.
He's an icon. And he's one of the most interesting human beings you'll ever
That's what this is really
met.
about.
Exactly. Because it's a fascinating story, the actual genesis of how he became Soccer Moses. But this is a guy who is a Grammy Award-winning musician with the band Jars of Clay. He is a master barber and a part-time DJ. Like, he does all of these things and is also Soccer Moses.
P.S.
It's crazy.
As if it couldn't be more kind of like prophetic. The guy's barbershop, by total chance, is next to the new stadium.
I mean,
he was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
So how do you become Soccer Moses? Well, believe it or not, it came up, I think, on a Thursday before a game on a Saturday. But take a listen.
Well, we could not be more excited because we have a legitimate Nashville celebrity. There's a lot of celebrities in Nashville. Don't know if you're aware. But we have we're going to say the rogue mascot. Is that what we fell on? The rogue mascot of Nashville SC.
I like unofficial.
Soccer Moses, Stephen Mason.
Thank you.
We didn't recognize you.
No,
when we walked in.
I'm incognito right now.
Incognito. You
I'm
don't
not
want to
wearing.
cause a stir.
I'm not wearing a fake beard. That's why. That's incognito for me.
Where is the Moses get up right now?
Oh,
Where
it's
do you keep it?
well, I just did on Instagram. I just did a robe reveal, the home robe reveal. So honestly, the stuff writes itself.
You got a new robe with the new stadium?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're not
This
stopping
video?
anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
With
Yeah,
a
no.
budget.
I have to ask you about this video because it looked very well produced, and I know like we are in an entertainment town, so there's probably a lot of people available. But it was very impressive. This whole reveal, very biblical, on par for Moses.
Oh, you're lovely. You must know it was like a phone camera, and then I superimposed Dax McCarty's head in the sun like the Teletubby baby. So, it's one of those things. It's just
So I want to ask you something, but do I call you Steven or do I call you Soccer
let's go
Moses?
Steven.
We're friends.
Moses.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've been saying it all week.
we could refer to Soccer. I mean, we can talk about him in the third person.
Okay,
That's
got
it's
it.
very.
But
that's
it's not you.
That's a
good landing.
Okay, we can do that. Steven, for those of you that have maybe seen Soccer Moses, it's when I typed in Nashville when I arrived in the airport, and I typed in Nashville to get the little like emojis. Soccer Moses was one of my options, alongside chicken, guitars, that kind of thing. So Soccer Moses / Steven, how did the idea come about, and when did it start? Can you just take us through the entire idea, and how did you become like part of the club? Like, you are now like part of the club. How are you like, I want to imitate Moses and be part of Nashville SC?
I mean, it's. I'll let's step in the elevator. We'll do the elevator speech. We're on the 10th floor. We're gonna get to the first floor in a minute. My dear friend JT Daly from the band Paper Route was watching the World Cup, and a guy named Victor Moses scored a goal. He yelled, "Let my people goal," and he drank for free at that Irish pub for the rest of the day. He told me that story, and I was like, that should be a shirt. And then I was talking to Stephen Robinson, head of head of the Roadies, the president of the Roadies supporters group, and I was like, buddy, what if I came as the shirt? And he was like, you mean like in regalia?
And what year is this?
This is 2020.
Okay.
I'm cutting Stephen's hair, and we're so the new season's about to start. and it's the Thursday before the opening match against Atlanta. I pause our haircut, get on the phone, order. You can order Moses' costume right now.
You can get anything on Amazon,
yeah,
really.
Exactly. So that shows up, and my lovely British wife warns me, this could be a thing. Are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, it sounds fun.
She had the foresight.
Miles ahead of me.
So you walked into that first game at the end of February of 2020. And you were just dressed as Soccer Moses, and you said, let's just see where this goes.
Yeah, let's just see where this goes. There was a guy from a sign company that was next in line after Steven to get his hair cut, and he was like, I'll make you a banner, I'll do. And so he made me a Let My People Goal banner, and it ended up on, ESPN FC, and, it just kind of escalated.
So there was a moment where, you were literally like front and center on TV, and it was like, was it at that point that you said, oh man, like now this is a thing and I have to commit to this?
Yeah, so, it was a magical night. NFC didn't come away with a win, but it was a stadium full, Titan Stadium full of soccer fans from Atlanta and Nashville. And next morning we're, at a hot chicken brunch, which is a thing here.
As you do.
Yum.
And we turn and ESPN's on, and it leads with that picture of me. And my wife was horrified and delighted that she was right. And immediately I was like, well, this looks like it's sticking. And so immediately, websites and Instas and honestly into 2020 when when COVID landed and the season was delayed, like it gave us kind of a little something to invest in and bring some joy in the midst of all the tough stuff. So
amazing.
That.
You say Soccer Moses, and I love the biblical angle to it because it's just not something you see at a lot of. There's like a Pope.
It's unique.
There's a Pope character in Atlanta.
There's a Pope in Kansas City, I understand, has Soccer Jesus.
So where you said it, it came from that slogan and let my people go, but you are a Grammy-winning. You're in the Grammy-winning band Jars of Clay. You play guitar. You're also a master barber. You casually threw that in there that I was cutting someone's hair.
A master barber, not just a barber.
Yeah, not barber apprentice.
Master barber.
No,
the whole idea came to be. But where does Soccer Moses fall in your day-to-day? Tell us how you manage all of these things.
Well, in terms of the joy, if we were putting it on the joy, I don't know if there's a joy scale rating, but it is like 10 out of 10 on the joy scale. And that's, for everything from writing copy on Instagram posts or just seeing, last season, there was a kid, must have been 8, 9 years old, turned up in a Moses costume with his own banner.
Baby Moses.
Yeah, it was baby Moses. He wasn't in the wicker basket, but
that's next.
It's coming. Oh, there's
Who's gonna put their infant
there's
in
always
a wicker basket?
Somebody will.
There's always a T-shirt in the
You'll be here
works.
for
Somebody
the game.
will.
Put
Somebody
Susanna
will.
in a wicker basket.
Oh yeah. There might be some Photoshop work already happening, but it's kind of one of those things where it just caught and people just started experiencing joy. Like walking from East Nashville, where I live, when we were playing at Titan Stadium, I just walked down the street with the banner and the honking and the smiles and
fully dressed.
Oh yeah. You got to commit.
How
you
long?
gotta
Get hot?
Yeah,
well, that's part of the new robes. Is no longer I'm no longer a polyester man. This is we're
big
getting
budget here in Nashville.
Very breathable.
Listen, I know we've got a brand new stadium,
Big
new
budget.
robe.
Listen, look at it.
Got to keep up with
Just-
the Joneses.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to morph into Soccer Moses? What's the process like?
So to set so let's say we're in a parking lot outside a pizzeria. Give me a minute and a half.
I'm so
minute and a half.
jealous. I thought
Oh,
you
yeah.
were going to say an hour. 'Cause
I know.
It takes
Oh
us
yeah.
like
Oh
5
no
minutes.
no. This
you just throw that beard
Wow.
on.
part of
Maybe
and
that's
part
what we
of-
should do.
part of yeah.
Right? Just have a full over costume.
Yeah, just over the top.
That
and then,
helps.
Yep.
That helps.
We're taking
On a
inspiration.
serious note, though, this is so fun. But you were part of this rock band and all this stuff. What does this mean for you in its genesis and to be quote Soccer Moses?
It's
truly
honestly the joy piece. And it kind of moves into the larger conversation about soccer and about community. And, even talking to Stephen Robinson and our buddy Newton Dominy about this strange and wonderful community that is birthed from, these MLS games and the interaction between fans and other supporters groups. Like, I don't know that there's a lot of other things I can point to right now, specifically in the Nashville community, that's really drawing such a diverse group of folks together, multicultural. It's wonderful. And so the idea that I can play a character, an approachable kind of character that's spreading some joy in the midst of that is like, it is a dream. It's really fun.
It's, soccer, sports, and music are two of these things that really unite people and bring people together. And there's such an incredible synergy between the two. And so I love the way that Nashville has just leaned into it, like there's music is sort of like present throughout.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you've won Grammys. Like,
P.S.
P.S.
Where's the Grammy?
Grammy.
We thought you were going to come
winner.
dressed as Moses holding your Grammys.
I could,
that really would have.
Anything's possible.
But for you, you're sort of front and center now and you've been a part of both of these worlds, and they've kind of converged and together. Why does it just work? Like, from your perspective, having been so deep in the industry, like why is that such a good relationship?
It's a great question. I think part of it is the unique city of Nashville. Yeah. And I think I was listening to the Football Ramble in England, and they caught wind of the opening riff, that they do here that is going to be amazing on throughout the season. You just never know. It's like, there's a guitar legend, and part of that is just Nashville. Yeah. A lot of these wonderful, amazing people live here, but the Football Ramble caught on that Soccer Moses was doing the opening riff, and it's how to express it. It's just one of those things that's unique to Nashville. Is Nashville loves songs, songwriters, music, and I think and clearly the city has a great track record of supporting all the clubs that have come here. Be it the Titans, Preds, and NSC. It somehow works.
It does.
Are you now more signed up for attending games than you initially planned on? Like, were you like, I'll go to 5 games a year, but now
the long game, Soccer Moses.
Are you kind of a Nashville employee? Like, are you coming to all games? Like, how does this work now?
I mean, definitely reluctant prophet is in the bio. Do you
feel obligated to come to every home game?
I mean, I gotta say, like, I caught the bug. Like, my wife distressingly noticed like that I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning. With the time change, like
you have to,
I'd wake up early in the morning to watch matches that have clubs that I do not care about, but because I just love the game. I didn't grow up with it, but am immersed in it now and just love it. Just love it. So
it's incredible.
Yeah. I obligated. I mean, check back mid-season.
Yeah.
Let's.
But the breathability of the.
But the breathability
robe
of the.
helps.
wearing great robes.
When we hit August, right?
It's just. I do feel like it's a lot of pressure though, because like to your point, like if you're not here and they lose, then it's like, well, hey, Moses.
Yeah.
Do you ever part the scene?
I mean, we're trying to reconcile some of this.
Like, are you
so
part
his
the
riff. Can you tell us about
the riff.
Patrick, who is one of the delightful employees of Nashville SC, who we spoke to earlier.
Oh God.
So he said that your riff that you did was by far his favorite because it was like the parting of the Yellow Sea. Like all the fans, he like walked up. And Yellow Sea parted, and he did this, and it was like the best one ever. What was that experience like?
Well, to his credit, Chris Jones, who does fan engagement for the club, he suggested that as a thing that they were cooking on, and I was like, man, that would be pretty funny. And it just came off in such a wonderful way, and I played. One of the themes of that season was "Come Together," which Ian Eyre, Liverpool. Loves him some Beatles, of course. So, and then of course
love me some Beatles.
Right, and I knew I had to represent jars of clay as well. So
Yes.
So I launched into Flood, which was our kind of hit back in 1990, and then broke into the little Come Together riff, and a day later, there were like, Football Ramble and other even in Sydney, Australia, it was run on the news. From ML, I love that one of the commentators said, "Never thought I'd say this, but from MLS in America." And launched and then showed the bit.
You are growing the league.
Oh man! Consider me a ham ambassador.
Steven.
Yeah.
I have to ask you too. The Handsomizer.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So is this your 40-hour-a-week job? You have a.
Yeah.
Also, how
Your hair looks great, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I know a good stylist if you need it.
I was saying that this stadium is brand new. It could have landed anywhere, and it's kind of prophetic. I'm just saying that it happened to land next door to your barbershop. Like, that has to be some biblical intervention.
Right?
I'm just saying.
Or certainly some conspiracy.
Definitely.
I mean, you'd have to
tell
suggest.
us, you're a barber. In addition, tell us about that, and who have you cut any guy's hairs on Nashville SC?
I have not cut any player's hair.
Dax.
But I gotta be
Walker.
honest. Well, no, I mean,
Give those flows.
we're massaging
to
that
soccer
relationship. My wife ran into Dax at Firehouse Subs, and I think we're gonna be best friends. Basically, short version of that story. No, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I think I basically cut everybody in the office at NSC. I think everybody, because they're literally on the other side of the.
Word is getting out. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Suzanne, I know, is big on this. Whose hair? If you could get your hands on one guy's hair, who would you really masters, you think?
I mean, I gotta say, just hair that I'm in awe of. I mean, Hani Mukhtar's hair is
special.
Is incredible. Like that's
Truth.
and I understand from, again, mid-COVID, like some of their videos they were shooting when they were down in Florida with the MLS's back. Like, bro's got some skills with the Clippers, as well. And you always, it's like with Ted Lasso. There's always the one guy that's really good with the Clippers in the club. But man, Hani's got a great do. I mean, I definitely have that Mad Men kind of thing dialed in. So I mean, I'm certain Dan Lovitz. I could.
Okay. Alex Muil is one that I think that you should, because I feel like he's very.
Alex is very utility.
Open.
He's very utility. I get the sense that.
But he's done the buzz. I feel like he'd be open to a different look.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be the.
It's no we
That could be the
I mean,
in.
He's got that great stash too. I mean, I'm here for it.
Love what you did
I mean, the one, and not to go back to him again, but Dax. I mean, bless him. He's a gins
dad.
like my wife, and that hair. I don't know that it's. I don't know that it's contained. It's like Michael Jordan. It's like you can't stop it. You just hope to contain it. Like you know it's gonna get its points.
Dax has done so much in his life. I feel like I would love for you to maybe just get him out of his comfort zone. Yeah. In terms of his hair.
I think Soccer Moses is
Dax.
working on that. But yeah.
Dapper Dax.
All Dax has to do is hear it. Dax will do it.
Yeah, Dax will do it.
Ooh, Dapper Dax. That's
Dapper Dax.
That's his other Instagram handle.
Dapper Dax. So I was here at the when they had the open training session
a
few weeks ago.
Yes.
And Walker Zimmerman pulled out.
Oh Lord!
The man bun.
And the
Shook
light,
it out.
the light shone around. It was like a Pantene commercial.
It was. I was like, what am I beholding right now? Because we only see it all kind of like
stunning.
Wrapped up on top of his head. And these were beautiful. They looked highlighted. I'm like, I pay a lot of money.
I've heard
for
he
those
got
highlights.
I've heard he did that during a match and got carded because it was an unfair advantage. Like the aura
it was
around
that
his
powerful.
Yeah.
It was a total Beyonce moment.
He was melting strikers, like they
think
were
he
just
knew what he
falling
was
over in
doing?
awe. I mean, it was biblical proportions.
He had to
I'd
have.
say.
Because
He
we
knows.
know him,
He
and I don't
knows.
see that. But like, how do you not know?
How do you not know? But what would you? I mean, I would encourage Walker to just kind of let that flow.
Oh,
go.
yeah.
What
yeah,
would you
don't-
touch that?
Yeah. What would you touch? Would you be like very
No,
intimidated to touch
I would
Walker's hair?
basically like play with it for a little bit and kind of
Right.
tease
Feel
it out,
it.
and then
It
be
looked
like,
very, it was soft
okay.
and shiny.
I think we're good.
So you just feel it a lot, and then be like, you know
I'd
what,
be
you're
like,
good to go.
Actually, and then I guarantee you, my wife would magically turn up at that moment. She'd probably know that she was on the books.
Oh,
and
hey, Walker.
she'd be like, oh, how fancy this. Yeah,
Before we let
Smart
you
lady.
go,
she likes Walker. She
if
does.
you were brought inside the Nashville SC dressing room
Yeah.
as Soccer Moses, it's halftime, and you have to give them a little pep talk. What are you saying?
If I avoid getting arrested on the way in.
You're not. You're an employee.
Oh,
You're
I'm
not
an
getting
employee.
arrested.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah. What would I say? What would I say? What would I offer? I mean, it seems obvious. Let my people go. Like, you know, empower yourselves. You know, you got, you know, you have what it takes.
Could you just kind of like bless them?
I would just quietly, yeah. It would just be a blessing.
So like, let my people go. This is the touch of
Yeah,
gold
yeah.
that I bestow
Oh yeah,
upon
you
the
just,
team.
Yeah, you just spread it to everybody. I mean,
Kind of like what you get in a chapel, like it's for everybody.
Exactly. All are
All
are welcome.
religions.
Y'all mean, as we like to say here, y'all means all. Y'all means
Y'all
all.
means all.
Y'all
And I mean, so
means
On
you
that-
know, that means you got Dave Romney getting a header. You know, we're open to anybody.
Sure.
Goaling.
Anybody.
You know, everybody gets a
On
goal.
that, what a better
beautiful.
way to wrap up
That's
this
beautiful.
episode than y'all means all.
Y'all means all.
Back in March, we spoke to 2004 MLS Cup champion Dema Kovalenko, who had just been reunited with his family after they fled Ukraine. Their journey involved 10 days in a bomb shelter under a church in Kyiv and a 16-hour crammed train ride before they all found each other in Poland. We are happy to report that they have found a temporary living situation in Greece. Meanwhile, his brother-in-law is still back in Ukraine fighting in the army. Dema has returned to Chicago, where he calls home, and he hopes to get his family there with him one day and for them to ultimately return to Ukraine. Dema sends his sincerest thanks to all of the listeners that gave their support.
What's up, everybody? It is Susanna Collins and Jillian Sakovitz, co-hosts of The Call Up. And if you want more Call Up action, hit like and subscribe right here on YouTube, right there.
And also make sure that you download every episode of The Call Up every single Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time or anywhere that you get your podcasts. And while you're here, why not check out some of these other videos as well?